Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Mess We've Made. For today's episode, we have a very special guest. He's also a fellow podcaster who happens to run a series of podcasts under the White Stripe Podcast Network. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Trey. Let's go! Hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Mess We've Made. Before we make any introductions, we have a very special guest with us right now. He goes by the name Trey. He has his very own podcast. So this is I think this will be such an interesting episode because
What's up?
we're a podcast featuring another podcast. Here we go. So
Yes, sir.
hey everybody, I'm Denzel.
I am Brian.
I'm Luigi.
And I'm Kit. Just Kit now.
And we have Trey over here. So in regular The Mess We've Made fashion, we start our episodes with a fun fact. So I'll begin. Okay, so
Yeah.
my fun fact for this week is very short, but I found it really interesting. So, if you guys know who Captain Crunch is, the cereal guy,
Cereal guy.
he actually has
Is
a
he
name.
this guy?
No,
Just Brian with the cereal ready.
Casually brings out.
Why do you have
cereal
that like right there?
Oh, I'm gonna eat it later. I don't want to
Fun
do that
fact.
to get food.
But yeah.
Okay.
So Mr. Captain Crunch has an actual name,
Oh.
and he goes by the name Horatio Magellan Crunch. I don't know.
Oh.
Is he
It's,
Spanish?
Did not know
I don't-
that.
So he's been
But
called
he's-
out for only having the bars of a Navy commander, but the so-called captain held his ground on Twitter, arguing that captaining the SS Guppy with his crew makes an official captain in any book. What the fuck? But yeah, he's a captain, but it doesn't say what his nationality is. I mean, he kind of sounds like Spanish. I think,
Well, we can
Yeah.
infer.
but
But
makes
he
me
looks
wonder
white.
makes me wonder if Coco Crunch has a real name too. It
Is
looks
it-
like a
So wouldn't his first
looks like
name be
a thread.
Coco and his second name be Crunch?
maybe.
He's Coco the koala.
I'm looking at the fine print. It doesn't
Yeah,
say
I-
anything here.
I think it is Coco. Like in the
This
in
dude
the
doesn't
in
have
the
it.
endless repetitive commercials that we get when we were kids in like Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network and stuff.
Yeah,
I
they
think it's
call
always
him
like-
Coco, right? Like,
Yeah, the kid
Yeah.
always goes, "Coco, what do we do?" And then
Yeah,
some
yeah,
giant
right.
okay.
some giant world
Okay.
apocalypse is happening, and he just throws a Coco Crunch, and everything's all right.
Yeah.
You know, I wish we could all just throw Coco Crunches at our problems and then
That's dope. Okay, next. Who wants to go next?
I can go next.
Okay,
Okay,
go.
let's go.
But first, I shall ask you guys. I mean, the other day, I was in a conversation with Luigi here,
I
and
know what this, where this is going.
so I'm gonna ask Denzel, Trey, and Kit here. Like, how do you guys define the word bi-monthly?
Oh man, we talked about this before.
Oh, wait, what?
BI.
Yeah.
It's BI
Bi-
then monthly, right?
Yeah.
Bi-monthly.
Is bi-monthly
So it's every 2 months, right?
2 months or twice a month?
Twice a month.
Twice a month
Twice a
for
month?
Trey.
I
How
think-
about you, Denzel?
I think it's every 2 months.
2 months. How about you, Kit?
Bi-
Kit. How do you define the
I-
word
I-
bi-monthly?
I
Wait.
thought of it. I thought of it as twice a month.
Twice a month. Okay, so to settle the score.
Actually, yeah, maybe twice a month. Yeah, I remember.
Okay, to settle the score, Luigi and I have Googled the definition of bi-monthly, and confusing as it may sound, both are accepted. Both
Oh.
definitions.
But
are
that's just-
accepted.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
sounds wrong.
Exactly.
Because like, what
Exactly.
if people
Exactly.
understand
Doesn't
it
make sense.
a different way?
Yeah, it doesn't
It-
make sense.
it
like
says-
one word for two different.
Like how would we
quantities
also
of
talk about
time.
bi-weekly, diba? Like, I
Maybe
used to think-
it's just. Sorry, no, just go.
because
So,
like,
like-
bi-weekly
Speak out.
could be every 2 weeks or twice in
Or
1 week.
twice a week. Yeah.
We checked,
So-
and Merriam-Webster said that it is
Yeah.
twice a month and 2 times a month.
Every two.
I mean,
So
every
what if-
2 months.
The
right?
same.
So
That's
it,
so
it
weird,
is an
though.
and, not an or.
That's so weird.
So like you can totally mess up communication and be like, oh, I get
Yeah.
paid bi-monthly, 2 times a month or every 2 months. So like, now what?
I'm gonna put on
Yeah,
my
because-
contracts now. I'd be like,
Oh.
Maybe you should just like go clear with it and just say like twice a month instead of
Yeah, twice a month.
Yeah.
Just saying
or
every 2
Yeah.
months.
yeah.
every yeah. Because
Confusion.
it's weird because my bosses have meetings and they call it bi-monthly.
Yeah, so
Same.
you should ask if it's 2 times a month or every
So-
2 months.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not in there in the first place, so I don't think there's anything shareable to me. Or maybe it's just a month for buys. The LGBTQ wins again.
Third definition.
True, I guess.
Yeah,
Why not?
why not? Kit
All
wants
right.
to add a third definition.
Kit, you want to go next with your fun fact?
Oh yeah, sure. I have been requested to look for another Pope fact.
Here we go.
This is
I forgot
this is
about
actually this is actually interesting.
This is your brand now, huh?
it just is.
At least it's not Wales anymore. Okay, so according to Reuters, this was a article from Feb 4th, 2011.
Oh wow.
And according to the Vatican, the Pope cannot donate any of its organs.
Oh.
Or you know that thing when you die you can donate your organs to like science or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently you can't because it is the church's property. So imagine
What?
imagine
What?
your organs being someone else's property. So I guess this counts with blood, right?
The Pope can't.
Like
give
he
blood,
can't
is it?
donate blood. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, he can't.
That's weird.
His body
Interesting.
parts cannot be donated to save lives after he dies, but I don't think there are anything says. Yeah,
While he's alive.
I'm not
Okay,
sure if
that's
it's alive,
interesting.
but
I did not.
it still counts as, you know.
What if he
Property
donates
to
it while
church.
he's alive? Haha. Take that, church.
He just gives this.
Okay.
Like thinking.
He's like,
thinking way
just don't
ahead.
kill me yet. Don't kill me yet. Like, you can take it. You can take
Yeah.
it.
Thinking way ahead.
Okay.
Oh, here.
um,
Vatican
oh.
officials say that after a pope dies, his body belongs to the entire church with a capital C and must be buried intact. Furthermore, if papal organs, that's such a weird phrase.
People.
Papal organs, if they were donated, they would become relics in other bodies
Oh.
if he were eventually made a saint.
Right.
I mean, I can see
right,
why.
Right,
Yeah, 'cause
right,
it's like-
right.
Because the Pope's like an actual like religious figure, so like
Yeah.
everything about him should be as is and preserved or whatever. If that's
No,
what they're into.
and also because I mean, from the Catholic perspective, like I remember they brought like I think it was a finger of like Saint Francis Assisi to my high school this one time, and it's a relic, like it's a first class relic because it's
Yeah.
the actual pinky bone of a saint.
Mm.
So yeah, I guess that makes sense now. What
Makes
if
sense, it makes sense.
what if the Pope is given sainthood, and now his heart's in like another person?
some random dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Wait, but Kit
Imagine
said
having a body part as a relic.
Kit said it belongs to capital C Church. So like,
like
are
everyone.
we all shareholders?
That means everybody.
Of,
Yeah.
All Catholic.
Yeah, are we all shareholders of like their dead bodies? now?
Shareholders.
I guess in a
Stonks.
in a theological way.
Like- Your parts belong to me partially.
We own a share.
don't
I want to share.
don't tell Wall Street bets.
Oh,
Oh well, you can tell when this is recorded by that.
This is so dated already.
Okay.
Okay, Luigi.
My fact is not about Wall Street bets, but about
Ooh.
much loved English sitcom actor Mr. Bean. Did you know that two-part fact. One, there are only 15 Mr. Bean episodes. And two, they were shot over the course of like 5 years. It's from 1990 to 1995. It's not like a syndicated 24,
Yeah.
22 show
Episode
season with like an episode every few weeks. It's like once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
And
it's
they're
only
all
15
like 20
episodes.
minutes, and they're only 15 episodes. And I wonder why. It seems like, watching Mr. Bean as a kid, I always thought they were like seasons and seasons and seasons of content.
Yeah, it felt like 300 episodes.
Yeah. But no, it's like
I was about to say, like, I
15.
feel like I've watched so many.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's
Right.
only 15.
And they're all
But
like,
then if you think about it, everybody knows the episodes. Like,
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
Too.
yeah.
I don't think anybody knows.
Yeah,
Oh, I haven't
yeah.
seen that episode.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like everybody knows one.
Like if
I mean, all
you
of
if you
it.
stuck
If you've
all
seen it,
15
yeah.
episodes end to end and watch it like a movie, you would know every single sketch.
Yeah.
Like there wouldn't be anything that, oh, I've never seen that before.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe because it's been what's the word when they like re-show it?
Reruns.
Yeah, rerun.
Rerun.
Since it has so many reruns, everyone's just so used to seeing it. So
Yeah.
But yeah,
Interesting.
Huh.
Cool.
That's why maybe because that's why it's so quality, because it was made in a span of 5 years.
oh
It's
yeah.
not like-
As
Oh,
opposed
it wasn't
to like,
rushed.
like
Well,
Attack on
yeah,
Titan
all of them
style,
are-
just like
yeah.
Oh, true,
Take your
true,
time,
true.
man.
What's that meme? Oh no, it's Patrick and the Rock. Just go whenever you
Yeah,
want
that's
to.
that. I use that meme all the time.
Yeah.
It's okay,
Rocky.
Rocky. You can go
whenever
when
you want to.
to.
Yeah. Quality.
Okay. All right. So Trey.
It's just
Oh.
so no, sorry. Like
Oh.
it's just so sad that the downfall of Mr. Bean right now. Cuz if you go to
Explain.
YouTube,
What got dark? real
okay,
quick.
okay. If you go to YouTube, all the episodes are there,
Yeah.
but for some reason it's, how do you say this? It's legal and it's supported that it's the Mr. Bean brand that he's doing like how-to videos.
Oh,
I
have no idea
haven't
what that
seen
is.
these before.
But it's not
this.
it's not Rowan Atkinson. It's just hands with like the
Oh,
suit
what?
hands. And then they
Oh,
do
so
like
they-
using
Oh,
the
Oh,
name and
they
stuff.
they're
They're
like
using the
rebranded.
name.
Mr. Bean is using. Oh,
Yeah,
specific,
but they only have Rowan Atkinson in a green screen that pops up like at the start of the video, like hello, let's do some
Oh, I
like,
see.
whatever.
Well, I mean,
Is that-
keeping up with the times, I guess.
Wow.
It's sad.
To
It's
keep
just
Mr.
full
Bean
filled
relevant.
yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
You
All
guys
right.
should check it out if you
Yeah.
He owns
At
the
the time.
channel though. I mean, he
Yeah, I
got
think
the
so.
he got the gold play button for that, for the Mr. Bean YouTube channel. So I'm not sure how ownership
It's
of that channel
It's
works.
completely commercialized.
Oh.
Okay,
But yes.
but
Yes.
Okay, last fact.
Mr. Trey here can go
Mr.
anytime.
Trey?
Mr. Trey, you
Anytime.
can
Let's
have
go.
the
Before I
floor.
start, I want to ask you guys, how many episodes have you guys had so far? What number am I?
How many?
Oh
I think
no.
you
Oh.
are
So we had 14 on our first season, right?
13 to 14.
13. No, it's 14. It's 14.
Or
Or 12.
12.
It's either 12, 13, or 14.
Wait. I'm gonna check how much MP3 I have here.
Oh, you don't have the sixth one, Kit. We don't have
One,
an MP3
two,
for
three,
6.
4. Wait, no, minus the mock schmuck. Oh no, 1, 2,
I'm just
3,
gonna check
4,
I think-
5.
Okay, this is taking too long.
I think this is
Either-
the 15th.
5,
This might be around the
8,
15th
9,
episode.
Yeah, I think this is the
15th to 17th
15th.
episode.
10.
All right, because congratulations, you have twice the amount of episodes of the average podcast. Because the average podcast only has 7 episodes.
Oh.
Oh.
Whoa, milestone.
So,
So that says a lot. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Success.
So that means there's really no word going
success.
down from here. We're in this forever.
You guys can retire now, like as
We
podcasters.
can retire as legends.
What if we throw Trey and let's just move this episode in advance?
Oh shit.
Throw him onto the bar.
let's I don't know, publish this
Nah.
earlier than
We delete all the content
No,
from
but
our
we
channel
still
and make this episode 7.
we still surpassed 7.
yeah.
Yeah,
We
it's
have-
7.
Either
Number
way,
7.
either
Yeah.
way, yeah.
You guys are good. You guys are
Good
good.
shit. Wait, how about you, Trey? How many episodes so far?
If you
7.
if you add everything that
Oh.
I've done,
Oh, like the whole
Or
or
network.
just- lot.
just white
Oh,
stripe.
for
I
White
think
Stripe,
just
for White Stripe.
White Stripe, yeah, just
I think
White
on white stripe I'm at number 20 right now.
Holy
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, then you're a
Boy.
prodigy at this point.
Bente.
You're a god.
Sana abot
I
ang
can
Bente
retire tomorrow.
podcast
It's
mo.
fine. It's fine.
Wait, how many
Well, it's an
episodes
honor
for
for-
Bente?
Sorry, what?
How many episodes for Bente?
How am I? 12, I think.
Not bad.
Oh.
It's still
Around that
ooh,
number.
Still above
Yeah.
Okay,
the
well.
minimum.
You're still better than
Yeah,
the average
yeah.
podcast.
It's just 12.
Exactly.
Nice,
All right.
nice.
That was a very interesting fact. So there we have it. Our fun facts for the week. When we come back, we're gonna infiltrate Mr. Trey's mind.
Infiltrate.
We'll see you
What's
up?
in a
Mr.
few
Trey's
minutes, in a
stripe.
few seconds. Welcome back to the episode. So again, we have Mr. Trey Remulia, aka White Stripe.
What is
from-
up?
Of White Stripe Podcast. So
Thanks for
Trey,
having me,
tell
guys.
us a little bit about yourself.
Huh? Where do I start?
To those who don't know you, who is Trey? And
Why is Trey
I-
here?
All right, so I have a white stripe. If you haven't seen by now, like
Uh-huh.
you're on Spotify or something,
Yeah.
I have a white stripe on my head. Basically, it's natural. It's something that I didn't grow up with, but like it popped up when I was like 14 for some reason. I just started growing white hair, and I was like, no, why do I have white hair now? And then later on, I was like, I don't like the white hair, so I dyed my hair. And then
oh,
later on, I had acceptance towards it. I was like, you know what? It's pretty cool. Like, I'll keep it. Because at first, it was like a little bush. Like, it wasn't
Yeah.
it wasn't like this whole thing. So that's where it started. That's why I have the what's the nickname or something, brand White Stripe. So I have a podcast, business, and that's basically what I do.
good shit.
Okay.
Oh, wait, by the way, so do you know like what it's called, like what condition that's called on your?
Oh, it's called vitiligo. So I'm like, so it's like Michael Jackson's.
Oh. Okay.
So
Oh,
I'm
I
one
thought it was
step
called
closer.
puberty.
I'm one step closer to becoming Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Did it freak you out that it wasn't just like puberty or
Yeah, that's-
something? Because like
No, because like my dad has white hair, like black and white hair.
Like
Like he got it
patches?
at a young
okay.
at a young age. Yeah. So I was like, no, I'm like my dad. I don't want
Oh.
it and stuff like that. And then later on, I'm just like, wait, why is it all growing in one area? And
Yeah,
this was born.
solid.
Ooh.
And you owned up to it, and now it's your brand. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
like it's a
pretty
natural
much.
brand.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what it
pretty
is
cool.
now.
Yeah, solid. So, Brian, do you have a? wanna kick it off?
Okay. Because I remember in one episode of White Stripe, you mentioned that your dad calls you, or at least used to call you, an intro boy.
Oh yeah, yes,
Because you only play and practice the intro to songs.
yes,
you
pretty
like.
much. Yeah.
So now, we have this information that Trey plays bass and Trey is
Uh-huh.
White Stripe. So
Oh my
when you
gosh.
Oh no.
when you put
oh,
them
no.
together, have you played the widely known bass intro of Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes? Do you know how to play it?
I
Seven
learned
Nation
it at one point. Yes, I did. know.
Let's
Let's
go.
go.
We've come full circle,
Let's
baby.
go, it's canon
oh my
now.
God.
Finally.
Full circle.
Burning
we used
I
to
learned
think
it.
we used
I
to
learned
think
it
also
before I
that
had the stripe.
the song
myself.
also inspired.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Like I didn't know the band was called the White Stripes. I
Okay.
learned it already.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Finally.
Okay.
I was just curious.
Did that satisfy you, Brian?
I feel
Yes.
like Brian's so satisfied right now.
Yeah, because I've been meaning to ask that since I've seen the Nick Azurin episode of
Okay,
White
yeah,
Stripes.
yeah.
So, yeah. So, yeah.
Good shit.
That's the
Nice.
first question.
That's amazing.
At least I got it out of the way.
Okay, so I'll pick it up now.
Okay.
So to those people who don't know, again, Trey has a podcast. It's called the White Stripe Podcast,
Or
right?
has
Yes, sir.
podcasts.
Has a podcast. Oh, podcast, right? Correct.
Podcasts. Yeah.
I just want to ask
Yes,
first,
sir.
like, why and like what made you want to do this? Like, there's gotta be an
Um,
origin story behind everything, right? So
Yeah,
we want to know
for
like
sure.
what started all this.
Yeah. So my first podcast wasn't White Stripe. It was Bente Podcast. Basically, it was just me and my buddy Don, whom at that point I
Shout
just
out
met.
Don.
Actually, yeah, I just met him at that point. We've known each other for like maybe 2 or 3 months. But we really vibed really hard. And then after a while, what we would do on Tuesday mornings, we would bike to breakfast actually, and we were talking about like podcasting a lot because not that we were gonna start one, but that we loved listening to podcasts. Actually, the first conversation that we had, like a long conversation, was about podcasts. Like we were just like, oh yo, you listen to podcasts? Yeah. What do you listen to? So that was kind of like where we started to gel. And then I remember there was one breakfast like Tuesday morning where we were talking, and then another friend of ours came in because we were having breakfast at Exchange Alley in Molito, Alabang. So we were having breakfast there. So we bike there, we have breakfast there, and then someone else came in, and then she was like, you guys sound like you're in a podcast. And then she went inside, right? And then I looked at Don. I was like, Don, we should start a podcast. And he was like, yeah, we should. And I was like, all right, let's do it. And then I go, what do you want to talk about? And then he was like, what about like being 20 something? And I was like, okay. And then I go, what do you want to call it? And he goes, Bente? And I was like, that's it. And then immediately I went to my phone. I made a new Instagram account at Bente Podcast. And we just winged it from there. Like, that's basically it. It was like a 30-minute conversation. It wasn't even long. It was like super, super quick. And then after that, of course, we talked about more like, hey, what are we going to do and all that stuff. Like, we figured it out along the way. But that's where that started. And then later on, we both got busy during the pandemic. Things started to happen. And with the White Stripe podcast, on the other hand, so there's this one issue that happened with my home church community, which is basically like somebody invited Harry Roque to an event. And that disturbed me a lot. You know what I mean? I was like, sheesh.
Okay,
like that was that really like ticked me off a bit. And I wanted to discuss it. And Don's not really like, Don doesn't really want to talk about that. So I got someone else to talk about it. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start this new podcast. It's gonna be more in my thing. That happened, and since then it's just been rolling.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much how I started in the podcast field. But then I've been listening to it since like 2016. Like when I kept telling people about podcasting and stuff like that, but then they're like, how do I listen to podcasts? And at that time I had to ask, like, do you have an Apple phone? Like, it's free, right? Like it was that conversation. Wala pang Spotify, wala pang anything like that. So that's how it started, and it's just been rolling ever since.
Wow.
Dope. I mean, like, it's just like a very humble beginning, like just from a
Pretty
random
much.
conversation, and now
Like ours.
here you are.
Yeah, and
Like,
I remember because in the pandemic, I started watching video podcasts, like what you
Yeah.
guys do. And so I was just like, that's pretty cool. I like the idea. And like, because before, if you wanted to do a video podcast, you had to like, had someone come over, set up cameras, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Now it's like, pop on Zoom and everything's
Soon,
good.
easy. Yeah. Modern day. I mean, it's good shit.
For sure.
So we it's like a similar beginning to ours. It's just friends who are. This is the new. We should start a bar, or we should start a business.
Or
But it's free. You don't need
no, it's-
capital.
it's the-
unless for
This is the
equipment
modern
and
day.
shit.
Is this the new?
Yeah.
Hey man, listen to my mixtape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind
No,
of.
but I
So,
feel like
like-
people still have mixtapes. I mean, people
Oh
still
yeah,
make
for
music
sure.
and
For
stuff.
sure.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
agree
for
with kids.
sure.
It's like,
Spotify
hey, bro,
mixtape.
let's start a bar. Like,
Yeah,
we're
that's
cool.
like that's the millennial, and then the medyo late millennial, like 2010s. Hey, listen to my
Yeah.
mixtape, and now it's like
I got a
early
podcast.
Gen
My
Z.
podcast.
Let's start a podcast.
Yeah.
So the late Gen Z, I don't know what they're gonna be up to. Maybe it's
It's end world hunger.
let's start a virtual Minecraft server. Wait, no, that was also my
Aren't
that's
all
also our
Minecraft
generation.
servers virtual?
But
Oh,
okay.
yeah. All Minecraft servers are virtual.
Virtual
Yeah.
reality Minecraft.
Oh, that would be
okay.
hot. Also, by the way, can you tell us also about what the White Stripe podcast is about? Like, what do you
for sure.
talk about? Like,
And
what
how you
is-
get
yeah,
your
the scope.
guests.
Yeah.
Because like your guests are so
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
A little backstory. Like, I've always kind of been around very talented people in my life. Just how I grew up and where I grew up, and the connections that my families have had. Because my family's like, my dad used to be a musician for True Faith, which is like a 90s band. Like, they were kind of big, so there was that connection.
Kind of
Wild.
big, but they're actually really big.
kinda big.
Damn.
A
So
little bit of
there was that connection.
Pretty
and
humble
then,
there.
So of course he had like the whole music thing and all that stuff, and like my other cousins are also into music. So there's always been that connection to music that I've had. I've always known like these different artists growing up, so I never got starstruck by them. I'm like, yeah, you're not the most famous person I know, but then, so I kind of had that around me, and then just some family friends who did like acting and whatever. So, and then for example, like LA, right? So I had LA on a recent episode, LA Aguinaldo. Dude, he was my buddy growing up, honestly. Like he used to be chubby, and I used to be like super small, and we would just talk and all that stuff. And then now he's like some supermodel, and I'm like, how'd you do that, bro? Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, because I remember when he was like 10, 11, he was a bit like thick. So, but now I'm like, bro, like you're an inspiration to us all. No, but basically the whole show revolves around society and arts.
Yeah.
We talk about creativity, we talk about arts, whether it's graphic design, whether it's modeling, all that stuff, hosting, even vlogging, all that stuff. Like I kind of like want to explore that side. So it's a very creative centric podcast, and with the guests that I get, also they tend to be very creative. I just really enjoy those conversations because like I don't know a lot of these things, you know. Like there's so many stories that I don't know, and I want to know. So just start a podcast and ask questions.
Yeah. Because it's cool also, like it's not just for the listeners, but it's also for you, you know, like you're learning stuff like while you're talking to them, you know.
Yeah. I think that for me, empathy towards your guests is super important when you're there, especially if they're famous. Like even more if they're famous, right? Because like a lot of people like to use these guys or these girls like for clout, you know, all that stuff. Like, hey, can you be part? Like all that stuff.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
But if you can make it in a way that they know you're genuine about it, then they really appreciate that.
For sure.
Totally.
You had the bigger kit on White Stripe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Okay, so if you don't know,
we have an inside joke here on.
We have this inside joke because Kit looks like Poch Barreto from Ben and Ben.
Oh, that's right. I see it.
Yeah.
So if you see like a picture side by side.
Right now you can't see it because I have long hair.
Yeah.
and he's bald.
No. I
But
get it.
I can get photos right now and put side by side, and people would go like,
It's
"Kit,
freaky.
are you part of Ben and Ben?" And I'm like, wait, what?
No,
Sorry?
I get it. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
I think for example with like Poch, because like I used to work as a road manager and a manager for Nathan and Mercury. So I would go around a lot, like gigs and stuff like that. So imagine like on a Tuesday night, I'll be out till like 4 a.m. and stuff like that just for the shows. You end up talking to a lot of people, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you get to know. So I've known Poch for like I think 5-6 years, like even before Ben and Ben. You just meet these people, and later on in life, you know, you never know who's gonna like really soar. Like, I never expected that he'll be this famous. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is Poch. Like, this is my buddy. That, you know what I mean? We used to get like instant coffee at like the back. You know what I mean? Like that's how I remember him. So now I get to ask him questions like, what is the biggest crowd or your favorite crowd? And he gets to tell me like, oh, bro, in Mindanao, there's a stadium, and I'm like, that's crazy.
That's crazy. He got big.
I don't know. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
You have two different Poches in your
in your life.
in your podcast.
Yeah, because
We used to actually joke about he's the bigger Pokemon evolution of me.
because
I see it.
If I'm like,
he's taller.
if
and
like
he's,
if I'm Sandshrew, he's like Sand
And Slash.
Slash.
Right.
You know?
No, you're like a
or
Magby and he's a Magmar.
yeah.
Hey man, it's not that bad. You know, maybe like a Growlithe and a
Arcanine.
Arcanine.
Okay, we've
or a
lost all of the
Ponyta or
anti-Pokemon viewers already.
No, but I think, like I just want to also share because like I don't know all of my guests before I interview them. Like for example, I had one like TikToker. Her name's Rain Matienzo.
I love her content.
She's
I
so
love her
funny.
content.
I've never met
She's
her.
so funny.
Yeah.
Like you know what? Like I saw her TikTok once, and I was not once, but like I saw her TikTok like over and over again. Bro, I just sent her a DM.
Ooh,
I was just like,
bold move.
I love your content. Can you go on my pod? You know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah.
just randomly, and then she
Shoot your
replied
shot.
after a few
Amazing.
days. Yeah, she replied after a few days, and she was like, "I'd love to." And I was like, "Bet, let's do it."
Ooh.
We should try doing that. We should try doing that.
We should try
That's also
doing
the
that.
thing, because like
Yeah.
you like there's this like what do you call it? Like the mindset like with famous people, you think that
Yeah.
they're very hard to approach, but then at the end of the day,
Yeah.
there's still people like us. Like they still read their messages.
Oh, for
they
sure,
still,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
respond to people.
Exactly.
So, like, I
I'm
don't
sending
think it's
an
supposed to be
email
that
to
hard.
Obama now. That's,
Oh yeah, for sure. Like Obama's just like
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
he's
Just
just like
DM
really-
Obama.
Like
you
he
just
sleeps
carry
every
on
day, you know.
doing this. I'll send him
Yeah.
an email.
Dude,
I
honestly,
mean,
like whether it's you guys or just some other person who has a podcast
Yeah.
listening to this, just try.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just
I
you
mean-
never know. Even if they reject you, it's fine.
yeah,
Like-
yeah.
yeah.
I'm so grateful for, and honestly, I'm so grateful for the first guests that I've had. So, for my very first episode, I had Nate Punzalan, which he's kind of known among his circle. You know, he's like 40,000 subscribers, something like that. So
In Amori.
and Amori. So when you start
Yeah.
there, you know what I mean. If they know at least one person that you've interviewed, it's a lot easier to invite them on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
True.
And
I mean, I had a friend, not really friend, but like, just people in your high school, and then you
Yeah.
add them, and then they just pop
Yeah,
out of
yeah.
nowhere, but you're not really friends, but you're not really acquaintances either,
Uh-huh.
but she
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
hate you. Yeah, that kind of vibe. She was promoting her podcast on Facebook. Like, they
Yeah.
just throw it out there. And apparently they
Right.
got Sasha Grey on it.
wow.
How?
What?
Yeah,
They
it's
just-
really. I was like,
Wait.
really whack.
What? That's
No,
Yeah.
but she's
Yeah,
like
It's like
She's
a
like
local.
a-
It's a local podcast. Like
But they
it's just
got
a group
Sasha
of
Grey?
people,
nuts.
and then they just got Sasha Grey.
no, but
Sasha
recent-
Grey, the DJ.
No, and no, but recently because she's
The
been
Twitch
she's
streamer.
really big in the
She's a
Twitch. Yeah,
Twitch streamer.
I was
Oh,
gonna say she's really big on Twitch.
Sasha
right
Grey,
now,
the
like-
Twitch streamer.
Oh.
She's an
The Twitch
entertainer,
streamer.
a creator.
Yeah, I think
Very.
you never
creative.
know. Just shoot your shot. To be honest.
Okay.
If they like your content, they'll come on. And that's one thing I love about how the podcasting world has evolved. Because now I don't even have to set a date anymore. Because I had a podcast before the pandemic, right? You have to honestly go
Oh, yeah.
set a place,
Yeah.
set a time. You have to set up. The person has to come. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like and there was this one time where we were interviewing like a really big guest on Bente, and then when we got there, we were like, "Oh, yo, what's up?" I forgot to bring my own mic,
Oh no.
Ooh.
and the guest was already there, and I'm like, "I'm so sorry." I need to get. So what I did, I had my brother at home grab my mic
Your mic.
to the location. It's so stressful, and now it's like, "Hey, you want to come on the pod?" Sure. All right.
Yeah.
Let's do it via Zoom.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
What day are you free? Like what time? Then
Exactly.
It's there. It's easy. You
Here's
don't have to,
what
like-
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm thinking of us talking about. Do you have anything you want to add? Anything like that?
Cool. Does anybody have questions? Because I have some more, of course.
Ask
Okay, I'll
away.
go. I'll go.
No, yeah.
Ask away.
No, because
I'm just looking for.
Denzel,
I'm just looking for pictures of Punch.
Denzel is the list master.
Okay.
Just to prove it. He even has the dislocated jaw. We both have the same dislocated jaw. Okay,
I see it. I see it,
it
Nick.
freaks me out. It freaks me out. Okay, just go.
Okay.
All right. So Trey, I want to ask you, like, what's your favorite podcast experience or memory so far?
Ooh.
Like in general, like Bente, White Stripe.
That's a
'Cause I'm
tough
sure you've
one.
been through a lot.
Yeah, for sure. I think my favorite one, just personally, would have to be launching White Stripe. It felt very scary for me. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh
I
yeah.
felt like the net of having a partner was gone. If it
Yeah.
fails, it's on me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Anything I do is on me, and like I love Bente. I still love it till today. I absolutely love the dynamic I have with Don. But when I launched that show, it felt different. It felt like, oh shoot, this is mine. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? No one can ever take this away from me.
Yeah.
And it was a controversial topic. I mean, we talked about the spokesperson,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
so it
yeah,
was
yeah.
like a conversation between where does the church and politics match, and you know how that gets super like messy.
Messy.
Super.
I mean, I trust my guest Nate, and I trust him so much. But then, of course, when you're there, it's so different. When you're launching it, you're like, will people agree with me? Like, will I be slandered? You know.
Yeah.
will like some respected person from the community like disagree with me, all that stuff. So that was a very, very big jump for me when I tried that out. And of course, it was the first time doing video format. So I was like,
Yeah.
how do you do this? So if you look at all my episodes on YouTube, almost all of them have like a little bit, like a different layout, just a little different.
Yeah.
Because every week I'm like, no, it could be better. It could be better. It could
Yeah.
And then I had a laptop at the time that it rendered so slowly. Like if I wanted to render a 1 hour video, it would take 4 to 6 hours to render.
Holy
So I had to do it
cow.
overnight. So imagine there were days where I'm like, all right, I'm done editing it. I'm going to upload it tomorrow night or the next night. So I wake up the next day, then I find an editing error. It's horrible.
Oh, no.
Oh, I hate that.
no.
That happened to me in my projects in school before. I hate that feeling.
I hate it so much. And then there's this one time where I was thinking, I was like, should I like not use my laptop today? And I had work. But I was like, maybe I can just do work on my phone today just so that I could render it. It was so, yeah. But then, you learn from it.
I mean, it's also an experience too. Also,
For sure,
now
for
you have a
sure.
new laptop, right? So congrats.
Yeah.
Now your life's easier, right?
It's a lot easier, yeah.
So how
But the
long does
problem
your
with my
render
laptop-
take now?
It's like an hour and a half.
Way better.
but from, like,
way
That's
better.
way better.
Yeah.
Way better.
Way
Like,
better.
The
lot,
problem
Way
with this
better.
laptop though is that when I got it, so I was like so excited, but there was no like USB port,
Oh, okay.
so I had to like buy.
You have to buy the-
attachments?
Oh.
Yeah.
Dongles.
Yeah, so like there
Dongle.
was one time where I had to record because like my old laptop, like I gave it to my brother. So like, but I had to record something, so I was like, can I like borrow the laptop for a bit? He was like, why? You have a new one. I'm like, yeah, but I was like, yeah, but there's no USB port. And he was like, you're such a loser, and I was like, yeah, I know. Can you borrow, please? I just owned it. I was like, yeah, I know. No, but I'm so grateful for it. Yeah.
Good shit. Good shit. All right. So also, we also kind of want to know because we all have different routines before
Right.
recording a podcast episode.
Yeah.
Each and every one of us, like the four of us.
Right.
But we want to know like what your routine is before you begin recording an episode. Like how does
do
your
you do- do you
day
do the-
go?
Do you do the High School Musical thing?
I do. I honestly really do. Yeah. Like
oh, wow.
like before I start an episode, I have to like warm up my face. That makes
Same.
sense.
Same.
Because like I feel like my face can be like really stiff during the day.
Like you stretch.
I'm not a very expressive person all the time, but I know on camera that I kind of have to be. So for it to come out more naturally, I kind of like stretch out my cheeks like that. So my usual routine is like, let's say that the recording's at 9, right?
Mhm.
So I usually don't think about it until 8. So by 8 p.m., I'm like, all right, I need to start setting up. So I set up my lights, I set up my laptop, everything I need to do, my mic, all that stuff. By like 8:30, I should be done. And then I listen to music the rest of the time. Like I honestly listen to like pop hits before I start. Just
hype-
for a good vibe.
just
Like,
hype.
I don't want to.
Yeah,
I don't want to
yeah,
think
yeah.
about anything. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know what?
yeah.
I'm just gonna play some pop hits, maybe some Dua Lipa, and then I'm just gonna enjoy that music, right? And then maybe like 5, and no, like during the songs, I do the whole krrr, 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 like all that stuff. I do like, I don't know. It's just weird. Like the ha ha, all that.
That's mine. Yeah. I think the boys know that's mine. I go,
Wow, yeah.
And like I don't care how small the guest is, or if the guest is like famous or not famous, whatever. I get a bit nervous like 5 minutes before it starts. I'm just like, I'm like, like I need to do
Oh yeah.
that. So yeah,
Spe-
I stretch out my face too.
So like speaking of guests, because like since it's just you alone and you only have one
Yeah.
guest usually, like how is it like when they enter your Zoom meeting? Like, isn't it? Because for me, I feel like I'll be awkward as fuck. Cause like,
Same.
okay,
same.
so it's just the both of us in this Zoom window. What
Yeah,
do I
like,
say?
One-on-one.
Right.
But for
Yeah.
Tamom, it's the four of us and
Yeah, so it's
one
easier for
For
us
sure.
because
I
like
mean,
we're
it's-
all together.
it-
Yeah,
For sure.
It was the reason why we became this much because we couldn't handle
doing all
one
that.
on one.
Yeah.
So yeah, how does one-on-one feel?
I think the important thing, of course, is like I always prepare before the show. Like I really have a bunch of notes and I send it to them. I make sure they're okay with it. So I just do anything like last minute. So if they call, I'm like, hey, what's up? How are you? I'm good. And then, but sometimes they'll like start sharing a story. I'm like, wait, not yet. And then
Save it for the podcast.
and they're like, oh, okay, like that. And I'm like, yeah. And then I go, so are you good? And then they're like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, all right, thanks for coming. And then they're like, no problem. And I'm like,
Oh, what?
is everything okay? Like, do you want to change anything? Like, no. I'm like, all right.
Well,
What? It sounds so different from when we
when we did it again.
hopped on White Stripe. Like everything felt so fast.
Cause
like,
you guys are 4 different people like coming on my show.
no
That's
fuss.
true.
You were
That's
like,
true.
anytime you're ready, guys. You were just like
He was just like, yeah, we
Straight
remember because like,
straight up punching.
oh yeah, okay, yeah, I'll talk about like how we,
Oh, go.
because we were kind of like shocked by the way, not in a bad way, but like, because usually when you have a
how
guest,
you do it, yeah.
we usually like talk to them when they're like, oh, how are you,
Okay.
blah blah blah. Like we
Yeah.
all just like vibe together and like laugh
Like
together.
how
But
you
then-
witnessed earlier.
yeah. But like when we came onto your podcast, you were like, okay guys, so are you all ready? Like we're gonna record now. Then 1, 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we go. Then you just started talking, and we were like, holy
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
this is already happening, dude. This
What's
is
happening?
crazy.
What's happening?
But like,
I-
it's not
I-
a bad thing.
yeah.
It's just, I guess it's just your thing. We
Yeah,
were
yeah.
just like, it was just more of like, this is different
Shocking
to
to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
because we don't.
I try to
yeah.
make it I try to make a point that I start within 30 seconds to 1 minute of them hopping on the Zoom.
Oh,
Cool.
like just to
That's-
keep the momentum, or because like
Shame
Yeah.
on
in
us.
the zone, right?
Shame on
Like
us.
I'll basically ask like the technical questions. I'll be like, is this okay? Is this okay? Are you good? And then when they
Yeah.
say yes, like just it turns on. And my rule is that I try as much as possible to say anything I can in the intro. Just so that they don't need to plug in anything else along the way. That
Mhm.
I've plugged in everything. So if they have a new album, I'll be like, all right, today I'm joined by this artist. She just released her new album. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Music, da 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 da. And then later on, it's like, okay, she doesn't need to plug it anymore. Like I can just ask her, like, oh, so why'd you write it? I don't know, stuff like that. Like I just try to do that, and
Yeah.
that's the process.
Interesting.
Oh,
'Cause
I
that's-
spend a lot of time on my intro, more than anything else. It's like
Really?
20 seconds, but I try to like really nail that.
It doesn't. I mean, I don't know, kind of, because I've watched your episodes and like all
Yeah,
of your
same,
intros
same.
are like are good, but like
No fuss.
I didn't know like there was like this pressure to you that you
I love like
felt.
But
yeah.
then
I
that just shows how it's
How
yeah,
yeah.
that's so smooth, and you don't
Wait,
we
wait.
don't as viewers we don't notice that you've been like planning it for such a long time, and like you
Yeah.
got like for us it's just like
and I think that's a good thing.
yeah,
Like, I
totally.
think it's a good thing.
that's
that you don't
a
realize
testament to you as a
it.
host.
Thank you, my guy. It's just a thing that I really want to get out of the way. To be honest, I'm like, yeah, say anything I need, and then after a while, just let's get to the conversation. So
Yeah, that's very interesting. Okay. So to those listening, Kit just like disappeared for like a few seconds.
I plugged in my hard drive. I'm sorry. Yes.
Oh, it turns off
Don't
your
worry.
camera.
Yeah, because it's not the same USB thing. Anyway, just keep
Anyway.
going. I'm just looking for photos. I'm just
Oh,
looking.
he's still on that.
He's just
He's
staring
still
at Potch.
looking. He's still looking.
I'm not
staring
gonna
at
give it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I have Potch on this screen. But I'm listening. I'm just like,
yeah.
yeah, we were just kind of culture shocked, really. Like when we came onto there, it's
Yeah.
business
Culture shock.
agad. No, it's not really business, but like
right.
it's just straight up to the
Straightforward,
podcast.
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
because because our guests also have been our friends,
right. Yeah,
and
Yeah.
we'd always catch up with them.
yeah.
So we weren't really super used to it.
Oh yeah,
I
actually, yeah.
think- yeah.
For people, yeah, you're like our first guest that isn't part of our friend group. You're like
Oh,
outside the
thank
friend
you.
group. Right? Right.
Right.
Yeah,
Right,
Yeah. Yeah. So this is like
Right.
also, cause this is kind of new to us still.
Right.
That-
Yeah.
yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
So-
I think one thing, because during Bente, we kind of did it how you guys did it. Like, kind of just like talking and then
Mhm.
it's like smooth, whatever. That worked, I think, because it works with Don. Don's really good at that.
Yeah.
And
yeah, he
when
really
you hear him, when you hear him talk, his questions are just so funny at the start that they start to share funny stories, not knowing we're already recording. And then later on,
Oh.
we'll be like, "Oh, we're already recording, by the way." And they're like, "What? What? Really?" Yeah. And then, but that gave us so many good stories.
Yeah. And yeah, because Bente was live.
Yeah, Bente,
Like,
we did it in
yeah.
person. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I have like 2 more questions.
Go for it.
Are we like okay? Yeah. So one. The next one is So what inspires you? Like, what is the driving force for you to like just keep doing this? Like, what's keeping you doing
Yeah.
this? You know.
I think one thing that really inspired me to keep going, because like what I said, the average podcast is only 7 episodes. That's not a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do understand why it's only 7 episodes. You guys know this. You guys know that having a podcast is hard. You know that the editing is really long. You know that not like even if your friends listen to a whole episode, you're like, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Because
for
you
sure.
know that
Yeah.
it's not for everybody. Not everybody likes, the whole podcasting thing. So
Yeah, not even me.
exactly. So like that's a whole thing, pa. Like that's a whole other vibe to it. But one thing that I loved about it was that I feel like I finally found my space creatively. And what I said, I grew up, everyone around me had all these different things for them. They had singing, acting, music, all that stuff. And I've always been more in the background. I've always been more of a manager type. I've always been more of a promoter type. I made shows. I never performed on, these big stages and stuff. But I love talking. Right? I love like people. I love that stuff. I love my friends, and I like to know what they're doing. So when the idea of the podcast came, I got drawn to it. And I'm not gonna lie, like seeing the numbers increase, it's a big, like it helps.
And it's
You know
like
what I mean?
fulfilling.
Of course.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Go.
No, I think like that's a really big thing for me when I was starting out. Like when I saw the numbers, I was like, oh shoot, like 1,000 people like listen to me talk about my ex. Like that's cool.
Was your ex one of them?
No,
Never
yes,
know.
she did listen to
Probably
it.
she was.
Probably.
snap.
She did listen to it. She did listen to it.
What if she's 999 of them?
Oh!
Oh,
Ooh.
she played it
'cause,
over and over again.
This was like the 4th episode of Bente, I think.
Is
And
Is he
Don and
talking
I
shit
just
about me?
decided to talk about it. And the episode was literally called "Shout Out to My Ex," and we just talk about our exes the whole time.
Oh,
And like
no.
that like brought us so much. Like everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you did this." I'm like, yeah.
That,
Call
oh, that
police
gives
and
me an
stuff.
Own it.
idea, but I don't think we're gonna push through that. We're not gonna push. We're not gonna.
Shut up,
Like,
kids.
for-
Shut up. Shut up,
We're not
kids.
gonna do that, right? We're not gonna do that, right? We're not gonna do
Yeah.
that.
Power move.
Power move.
Power move.
Ground and pound, baby.
Okay,
Monkey.
so I down to our last question.
Wait,
Yeah.
before
Oh.
you go, because
Oh.
I see the question list, but I have a frivolous question before Denzel
Go ahead.
asks his
Go
last
for it.
question. I've always wanted
Yeah.
to know what's on your pinboard
Ooh.
behind you.
Oh, here.
Lord.
Yeah.
All right.
Yay.
That's a good question.
That's a good question, actually. So
Room
over right
tour.
here, right behind me. Do you guys know Tom Mish? by any
Yes.
chance.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
This is a signed
Yeah.
Tom Mish poster.
Yeah.
Oh, signed.
Yeah, he.
Oh,
he- like,
wow.
like on top, right there. That's his signature.
Oh yeah.
So the band that I managed at the time opened for him, and we were able to be backstage with him.
Mhm.
So of course, one thing I wanted was a signed poster. And
Totally.
I got it.
Nice.
So I don't have a lot of signed stuff, or like I don't
Ah.
really like to put stuff up here. But because it's a signed Tomish poster, I'm like, yeah, I want to put it up there. The rest are like drawings. So like this is me, if you can't tell.
Oh, I kind of see it.
Yeah.
Is that right?
It's,
That's
it's,
drawing.
it's the logo
Yeah,
for
that's right.
White
That's right.
Stripe,
It is.
right?
It's the white stripe logo. Yeah. And then right over here, that's Don and I. And then
Oh yeah.
that's
yeah.
just some like pictures of me and my friends. And then over there in the corner, that's me and my grandfather when I was a baby.
Oh.
Aw.
Oh. Wait, where do you
Man,
record? Is that
all
your
I got
bedroom
is
or
a
is that like your
fan.
living room?
So this is a spot in my bedroom that I kind of like made for
For
just
Ooh.
me.
Yeah.
No.
The
Yeah.
podcast corner.
I wish I could do that.
Yeah, it's like a podcast spot.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your own little studio.
By the way,
Yeah, kind of. It's like my own
oh,
little
wait,
corner
go.
where I can just sit here.
By the way, I like Nathan and Mercury more than Tomish, so
Oh,
there's a spot here behind
Have you been
me,
a fool,
like,
bro?
a signed Nathan and Mercury poster. There's room, there's space for it.
Trey
There's a whole
can hook you
wall.
up. Trey can
You know
hook
what?
you
Like,
up.
I really miss
I
those
want to
guys,
put a
be
photo of
honest.
Potch right here. Right here.
I mean, he doesn't manage Ben
Right
and Ben though.
No, but he's friends. He's
friends.
friends with Potch. I'm not
Friends.
asking for Ben and Ben. I'm not asking for Ben.
That's a
Asking for
different
Potch.
band,
Just
sir.
Potch. Just right over there. And
It
then
has to be like-
my
it has
face is
to
gonna
be
be
like-
there on the other side.
You have to like the
You're
artwork
right.
that I made for like my episode with Potch. Use that. Oh, but you know one thing that I find kind of sad with the kind like knowing all these people. A lot of people like try to like ask me to ask them stuff.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah,
you're like the
yeah,
bridge
yeah.
to everybody.
Yeah, like hey
Can
Trey,
you please?
Yeah.
like yo
Yeah,
Trey, I didn't know you were friends with LA. Can you like come to do this for me?
Yeah.
Some of them are like good causes, so I'm like, you know what, you should message him yourself, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a good cause. But some others are just like, no, I'm not
Yeah.
doing that for you. It's like an integrity thing, I guess. Like I
Yeah,
have with
yeah.
my friends. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and stuff.
But that's totally
Can you
right.
ask him for this, for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally in your right to deny that though. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, if ever we want Paulo Reyes on our episode, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so you know Paolo, like the thing with Paolo that I had. So a lot of people are very intimidated by him. If you guys don't know him, like go check him out on Instagram, at 35 Visionary.
He's on
VSNRY.
Vision.
Oh yeah, that's right. Never mind. But then a lot of people see him as like this intimidating guy and all that stuff, right? But I kind of grew up with him, so it's a different vibe.
Like it's easier, yeah.
Yeah, and I really, really do respect him. And he was one of the people that really helped me out with my writing when I was younger. Like he really encouraged me and stuff to keep writing, and having him on just really felt like, you know, like it felt like an older brother. Like I can say thank you, I can say all that stuff.
Mhm.
One of my favorite recordings.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
One of my
Let's do that.
favorite episodes as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
I really
thank you.
liked it. I really liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
And like,
Oh.
I got to ask him, like, how do you get paid in this industry? It's so hard.
Right?
Actually.
Yeah. Okay. So before I ask the last question, are there any more from you guys? You good?
I don't have it.
Okay. So for the very
Go for
last
it,
question of
Ben's
this part of the segment, what's in store for the White Stripe podcast or the White Stripe Network?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Will there be a Black Stripe network?
What?
What?
Definitely a lot more content coming out. I think that so for January I kind of took a quick break just to like recalibrate things. Also because like I've been waiting for like the thing that connects my mic to my computer because I didn't have it.
Okay.
So
Shout out
that-
to Focusrite.
So that's one reason why I haven't been posting. Anyway, but a lot more content, a lot more focused stuff that I'm really excited about. So I have like I think 3 or 4 recordings next week just to like,
Oh,
Whoa.
damn, that's a lot.
just to like
Yeah.
push things off. And I'm getting like some people from other countries. Just some, you know,
Oh.
I kind of want to expand. I kind of like so soon I have
Worldwide.
one with like an Indonesian artist. I have one with
Wow.
an American streamer.
Mad respect.
I
Busy
mean,
boy.
Zoom just helps out so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like
True.
like just be willing to adjust to their time and you're good. And if they're willing, like go for it.
Yeah.
So that's really
Mr.
exciting.
Worldwide. Sorry.
I remember I was going through like my list of like guests that I first wrote ever. And like I went through like more than half of already. So I was like, oh no,
Oh.
I
Need
need more.
more.
I was like, I need more.
Need more.
Like, I need more guests. Like this is going by so fast. So it's gonna happen. More music still. So what else?
Oh, maybe you can get fun.
You never know.
For it,
You never
yeah.
like at this point. Honestly, I'm just like you never know.
You never know.
I never thought I'd get some of these people on my pod, but once you get one really really good one, it's kind of a domino effect after that. So I'm really
Nice.
excited for that, and just more.
Props to you, Trey.
Thank you,
You
man.
got this. You got
Just
this.
more work, and like for example, like this podcast. I love listening to this podcast. It feels very like
thank you,
friendship.
thank you.
Oh no, you make me cry, man.
Like sometimes on a
Oh,
Monday
man.
morning, I'll be like, I want to hear what Kit said, or like, you know, what I mean? like there are days where I'm just like, you guys have sort of comfort when it comes to episodes or like when it comes to content. Like I feel like I know what I'm gonna get out of it, and I'm not gonna be disappointed. So keep it up.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry.
You
But
wanna
this
you
is
want you
about
wanna know
us.
our secret?
What's your secret?
Secret is that we're always
I don't know what
Our
messy.
our secret of being comfy is that we suck each other's pee-pee.
What?
What? Wait. What?
Someone
Clip that.
No, sorry. It's just an inside joke with all of us.
I was expecting like
I was
something like
expecting a real answer.
I was not ready.
Oh no.
For the listeners,
It's a-
we don't
because
do
it's a-
that.
No, we don't do that. It's an
we
inside
don't.
joke. It's an inside joke with
How is
among
it an
us.
inside joke to a regular
What?
listener,
we
dude?
we don't
No,
even,
no. Like within our friend group, we just go like,
We
yeah,
didn't
I'll suck your
even
pee-pee, bro.
expect that. What? Where did
I'm
that
loving
come
this.
Yo, I'm like red as fucking.
I'm like, yeah,
I like how
absolutely
everyone's
loving
red, dude. Everyone's red.
Yo, that's
Because we did
really
not expect that. Okay.
expect that? What a
Okay.
curveball to end this.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say something like, "Our secret is that we're never ready," or
Prepared,
like
or-
something
yeah.
like that. But like,
Oh,
okay, all right. So
What a
Good
perfect
job.
ending to this.
I don't know what
shit.
to do after that.
Perfect ending to
Okay.
this segment.
I want that to be clipped.
We're-
like, so bad.
We're like brothers.
Oh my
We're
god.
closer.
We're gonna get banned from Instagram.
okay, we're good. We're good.
Nah.
Thanks for that. I mean,
we're not showing it. We're not showing any nipples. It's fine.
This is why I like to
Unless-
listen to you guys. Like I just never know what I'm gonna expect.
Same.
Like,
Same. I did not expect that, sir.
okay.
No, we're not gonna get banned
No,
from
I-
Instagram.
I
We
like
don't
how
have any
Brian's
nipples
face-
showing.
Dude, Brian's face is just like, we do? No one told me this.
I don't remember sucking your pee.
Okay, we're gonna cut it off right there. I think
Oh,
it's
yeah.
time for
Before
us to cut
this
it off.
gets any worse.
So we're gonna take a break. When we come back, we have a special segment. A
Special
segment that
game.
we've never done with anybody before. So this
Yeah.
is only for Trey.
All right.
So we'll see
It's
you
haiku
in a
debates,
few
baby.
seconds again. Welcome back. So we're on the last segment of the podcast, and this segment is a very special segment because this segment
Is.
happens to be a segment also from Trey's podcast.
Yeah.
So it's a speed round because
The
he did this
tables
to
have
us.
turned,
Alright.
sir.
The
He did this
turntable.
to us,
The
and to return the
turntables.
favor, we're doing it back to him to give a taste of his own medicine.
Yes.
This is gonna be fun,
Revenge.
hopefully. But yeah, this is gonna be a speed round.
No, but you guys should,
we have-
you guys should. By the way, side note, you guys should watch Trey's podcast because the questions that he asked us were really good. So
Yeah, they were really good.
Yeah,
that was really
they were
fun.
that was really
amazing.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
that was
So-
amazing.
Yeah, basically the mechanics is just us asking Trey a question and then he's gonna answer it,
Quick
I guess, as fast as he
fire.
can. Or like,
Okay.
yeah, as fast as he can. But he's gonna write, oh yeah, we asked him to prepare
For the first few questions.
Wait,
a
what?
piece of, yeah,
What are you doing?
Yeah.
we asked him to prepare a piece
paper
of
and
paper
marker.
and he has a marker.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
uh,
Wait. I'll take it.
Go.
I'll take it. So, for the mess we've made episode of White Stripe podcast, Trey asked us to write our names on a piece of paper. So now we will be asking Trey to write his name on a piece of paper, and we
Yeah.
will be playing. We will be throwing the game back to him, like who's most likely to. So kindly
No.
write.
So Trey, right now, just write your name on the paper.
Oh yeah, like
I'm gonna have
what,
horrible handwriting, but
what you asked us
okay.
to do. So yeah, we're gonna throw it back.
Wait, I'm gonna change my marker. Wait.
Okay.
I mean,
Oh.
Whoa.
Hey.
Jeopardy trap
Oh.
remix.
Hey.
All right.
All right.
Is this-
Trey
is
is
this
Here we
good?
go.
Yes.
Yeah. That is
I mean,
great.
it's not Latin. It's fine.
Okay.
It's not a
So
Mandarin.
okay, so let's
Go.
begin.
Okay. Oh,
So
tell
for
him the
the-
instructions.
What?
Tell him the instructions of the game.
Oh yeah, so for the instructions of this game.
Yeah.
Who's most likely to? So we're gonna ask you a
we're gonna
question.
ask questions, then
and
you're
you
gonna
answer.
raise,
Who's
the
most
name.
likely to?
yeah.
All right. Bet.
Let's go.
Okay. So for the first one, who does the most work amongst the WSP hosts?
On the count of three. On the count. Wait.
Oh, that was fast. That was fast.
Sorry,
That was so fast. That was
On
so
the count
fast.
of three.
Okay,
I,
okay.
didn't, I didn't think about it. I didn't think about
Okay.
it.
Okay.
It's
Wait.
Okay, okay.
Who's gonna count? There's a count.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh.
Wow.
Oh,
I didn't
no,
expect
right?
that.
So why?
Why
So
Trey?
why? So why you
Why
choose
Trey?
Trey?
Yeah. Why'd you pick Trey?
I think because like he's the only one doing work on this.
You gotta talk to Trey about Trey, because Trey
Yeah,
should
yeah.
also
No, I think
you have,
Trey
you have to
just.
hand it to him.
yeah.
I don't know. Trey started the whole thing, so like he
Uh-huh.
kind of has say in everything.
Yeah.
and
That's
when
true.
I try to do something, he kind of gets mad. Like he has
Yeah,
a certain
yeah,
way of doing
I
it. So like
Okay.
Trey has to do it,
Yeah,
so he
I
does the
see.
most work. Like
Yeah,
even if
yeah.
I volunteer, sometimes I volunteer,
Yeah.
but then
Yeah.
he's just like, no, I'll do it, and I'm like,
Oh,
all right.
Yeah.
wow.
Okay.
Alright.
Trey,
Although
Honestly,
he does
I
a-
don't-
He
I
does a
don't-
really great job.
Yeah.
So
Oh
for
yeah,
sure, for
I
sure,
believe
yeah.
that. I believe that for sure.
For sure.
yeah.
Trey doing the
But-
heavy lifting.
Honestly, I don't think his stripe is white enough.
I think it could be more wide.
It might
It could
not
be
be
more.
white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Next.
Next.
Question number 2. Who is most likely to be the earliest host when recording the WSP? 3, 2, One.
Ooh,
go.
let me think.
Oh,
Trey.
Trey
Yeah.
again.
Damn.
2 out of 2.
Trey
2 out of 2.
again.
2 out of 2.
He's because like he's the one always like setting the Zoom,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
so
Yeah.
he's always the earliest, right?
Oh,
So
Makes sense.
Oh, yeah,
Makes sense.
for
Makes sense.
sure.
although there was one time he was late, but then like ever since then he wasn't late anymore.
Okay.
Oh,
He
Okay.
has
Very
learned his
professional.
lesson.
Very professional.
Okay. Okay. Next question. If you were to share a room with any of the hosts of White Stripe Podcast, who would you pick? Okay. 3.
None of them.
3, 2. Oh. Okay.
Are they that bad?
That's a curveball. Why not
The-
Trey this time?
No, fine. I'll pick
Oh,
Trey,
okay.
pick Trey.
Okay. Why Trey?
I don't know, like. He's not very clean, but or like he can be a mess. He can be messy. So, not clean. He's clean, but he can be messy.
Oh,
but
like this podcast.
yeah. But he's a good person to be around, I guess.
Yeah.
He just sleeps late, so. But other than that, it's fine.
Okay.
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 All right. No. This
Okay.
This whole
Thank you
thing-
so
oh.
much for playing around.
this whole thing
playing.
is just a joke.
Yeah.
It's just a.
Yeah.
This is just a
If
joke.
you were to date one of the members
No.
of the WSP, who would it be?
We're done, we're done, we're
No,
done,
I'm
we're
kidding. I'm
done.
kidding.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
Trey's a great guy to be with.
Yeah.
Oh.
We do have actual
No, we actually
questions.
we have actual
Yeah,
questions.
yeah.
We actually-
You can get rid of. Get rid
Yeah.
of that.
You,
now.
you don't
Yeah,
need the
you can get
paper.
rid
You
of
don't,
the-
yeah,
you
you
can
don't
get
need
rid
it.
of the paper.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
in my head I was like, oh, these guys are so creative. That's so funny. Go on.
All right.
First
So
question is yours again.
so for the real speed round. So the first question is, would you rather go back to living before your 20s or would you fast forward to living after your 20s?
Bente.
Do I know everything I know now?
Ooh, that's a big
Um,
decider.
I don't think.
No, for living after the 20s, you don't know anything. Like you don't know
Oh, wait, what?
what's
Wait,
to
what?
come. But like before your 20s,
Oh,
you know
oh.
only what you know that time.
Yeah.
So it's
As my friend would say, it's like you woke up the next day. You woke up in LPEP.
Yeah, and then you don't know anything what happens after LPEP. Like you're just back in LPEP,
yeah.
something like that.
I don't want to go back to LPEP. If I had to choose, I'd go to the future.
Okay,
Ooh.
Yeah.
why is that?
I don't want to go through college again.
Same.
Like
Same.
I did
same,
my
same.
papers. I did my work.
Yeah.
Like why do I need to do it again?
we've
Yeah,
already
I
lived
did
it
my
once.
time.
Once is
Yeah.
enough.
I already lived it once.
I did
yeah.
my time.
Same. Okay,
Sounds like jail.
good
Sounds
answer.
like jail.
Right,
If
right.
you were to dye the stripe, what color would you want it to be besides white?
You know what? Okay, so there was one time where I didn't seriously consider it, but I kind of wanted it. I wanted to dye the rest of my hair white. And
Oh,
the stripe
all of it's
black.
Oh, inverse.
Like an inverse thing,
Zebra.
just for
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
That would be
Oh,
I'm
Just
never
like
gonna
our
do
zebras.
it, but it's an idea.
Yeah. It looks good on paper.
That's like Cruella de
It does,
Vil
it does.
from 101 Dalmatians.
Oh yeah, she's opposite.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
True.
Oh yeah.
Or like if like zebras, are they black and white stripes or
What is
white
the
and
what is
black
the answer to
stripes?
that
Like,
though?
Well, we'll never know.
I don't know. I actually don't know. I think
There's an
I
answer
actually
though.
Yeah,
don't
there
know.
is though. There is though.
I think they're white with black stripes.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
That's my take.
Yeah.
What if it's 50-50? Like some zebras are born white, some zebras are born black.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, we're
Like-
Okay. So,
Okay,
Okay,
wait,
yes,
off
yes,
track.
We're losing speed round.
I have the next question. So, Trey, if you were president, what is the first piece of legislature that you would put forward to Congress? Like right now,
That's so hard.
today,
So change real quick.
3,
From the
you have
color of
one.
the stripe
You have
to
one bill.
legislation.
10,
You have one bill to like
9,
put forward.
8,
What do we do,
7.
Mr. President?
Okay, so like just a bit of
6.
history. Because I'm a pol sci student, so like
Yeah.
that's so hard
Yep,
for me.
Yep.
Exactly.
You legalize
Exactly.
traffic?
Exactly.
Did you say? Did someone say legalize traffic?
No,
Illegalize.
Oh,
Make it illegal.
So like if you're in traffic,
Illegalize
you're just
traffic.
can't go to jail.
You have to go to jail because you're contributing
No,
to traffic.
Literally red tagged.
Whoa.
oh,
you
that's
go.
so hard. That's so difficult. Wait. Okay, at this point, probably honestly something about kind of easy at this point. It's more on health.
okay.
That
Ooh.
so of course it has to be more on the health side than
Yeah.
anything else. I think that if I had the power to do so properly, then it would just basically be make sure that all the incoming vaccines are distributed properly.
Yeah.
And make sure that everything we purchased is used properly and that we're not overpaying for our vaccines
Let's
because
go.
that's tax money.
Yes,
all
yes,
that stuff.
yes.
Our money.
Yeah.
True.
A
So-
man of the people.
It would definitely be that right now. In the long term though, because I think very institutional.
Hmm.
A piece of legislature to me doesn't change much. But yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay. Interesting.
All right.
Interesting.
Okay, next question. So all of us here in the Zoom studied in DLSU Manila. So for Trey,
Reppin'.
in one word or phrase, why did you choose DLSU Manila?
Oh, it was the most prestige university that I was accepted to.
Oh,
Okay.
I wouldn't get
Okay.
into UP
Same.
or Ateneo. If I did,
Same.
I'm not sure where I'd go. Because I wanted
Okay.
to go to all places.
Same.
But yeah,
I got into Benilde and DLSU. Like that's it. And I'm like, yeah, I'll go to DLSU.
Or did I didn't
Uh,
apply for Benilde.
I
No
didn't get
regrets,
into UP
right?
or Ateneo. But
Oh.
then I was leaning towards LaSalle anyway.
Yeah.
But then apart because it gets nearer to home and I don't
Yeah,
know.
because it's south. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
towards the south.
and there's a certain vibe I kind of like because I knew people there already.
Mhm.
But other than that, like that's the only reason why. I mean, like that's the main reason, and I'm very happy for it. Like I bleed green all the way.
Yeah.
Okay,
Attaboy.
maybe
Hail, hail,
not
hail.
maybe not choose, but like what do you assign DLSU Manila to one word or phrase? Like what comes into your head?
I remember. Okay, so I hate Taft. Taft Avenue. I
Okay.
hate Taft Avenue.
Okay.
But the
Yo,
moment
but
I
it's
go
like-
inside the campus, I'm not mad anymore.
True.
Aw.
True.
Mm,
I
That's
feel
what
that
I
too.
remember from it.
Feel that as well.
Like the moment I get to like walk around campus, I'm not mad anymore. But if I'm like walking in Taft, I'm like, I hate this. I hate this. The moment I enter like one of the
Yeah.
gates, I'm like,
That's true.
all right, this is not so bad.
Very true.
The
what I remember.
marginalization,
Oh god.
like inside and outside the gates.
Okay,
It's so
what is your
different.
favorite to go to snaku?
I love
Captain
nuts.
Crunch.
Oh, take that, kid.
Kit has been
That.
shot.
I actually
I love
really-
like garlic nuts.
Ooh, yes.
Okay,
I love-
fair,
I love to munch on those.
Fair.
Good
Dobong
stuff.
money,
Um,
dobong money.
That's fair.
They're my favorite
That's
kind
fair,
of snack to have. So every road trip, my family knows that I am buying a pack of growers.
Growers.
Oh.
Good stuff.
Every
Good
road trip.
stuff.
When you go to a gas station, that's what I'm getting. So
Yeah.
that's my go-to snack. 10 out of 10.
Growers.
10 out of 10
let's
indeed.
Good choice, good choice.
Good
Do you
choice,
also
good
buy
choice.
like those peanuts in the bus home? Like
Oh, yes. So
the
when I
pepper
used to
one.
commute
Sorry.
home, I remember because I didn't take the bus a lot, like as a teenager, because like my school was a one tricycle ride away. I didn't
Yeah.
ride the bus a lot.
Oh.
So when I went to LaSalle and I had to take the bus, at first I was kind of like sketched out. I wasn't sure if I could eat that because I was like, where did that come from?
Yeah,
I have
yeah,
no
yeah,
idea
yeah.
where this man came from. And then my cousin beside me was like, oh, you should try it. When I did that, my whole life changed. I bought every single time I rode
They're
the bus.
so good.
Oh.
They're so
They're
good.
so good.
Super
Dobong
good.
money, dobong money.
They're so good. Okay.
It's so good.
If you had
Alright,
a
next.
screen behind you, what show or movie would you be playing on loop?
Wait, why don't you have the backyardigans?
Yeah, it's gone for season 2.
Oh.
I have
It's a
different
technical
setup.
problem.
We
I
can't
have
get
a
it.
different
problem.
setup right now, so.
Okay. If I had to loop something, Community.
So
Oh,
let's go.
Definitely.
Let's
Awesome.
go.
Daybreak. Okay, let's
good choice.
go.
Good choice.
You're not allowed to sexualize
Okay,
any.
speaking
can't.
of
Oh no.
Only the creators can.
Oh,
Trey and
no.
Alvin in the morning.
speaking of good stuff media, best piece of current Korean media.
Mm,
In well, that's closest to your heart, I guess.
Yeah, music,
okay,
music,
that,
movie, series.
That kind of fixes. Itaewon Class. K drama.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
Mm.
It has a
okay.
very close place in my heart because it was the first show that I finished during quarantine.
Uh-huh.
And because when the quarantine first started, I was really like sad. Like I felt really bad. While I was watching that show, I felt like I was in another world just for 16 episodes. It felt different to me, and the whole arc between his business and his dad, I really love that. So to me, that's the Korean media that's closest to my heart.
Mhm.
The next would be Jennie from Blackpink, but okay.
By the way, you can watch
hasn't e-
Trey's full breakdown of Itaewon Class in
Yeah,
Stripe
I do have
One
other podcasts.
under White Stripe Network.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
all the links to everything will be below.
Yes, sir.
And subscribe to Jenny's new YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, Kit is a K-pop stan as well.
No, not Blackpink.
No,
anyway,
yeah. Anyway,
Alright, for the
who made
next
this question? Why
for
do I have to ask this? Why do you-
Go,
I'm
go,
ready.
go, go.
I'm ready.
No, don't be
Whenever-
scared. Okay.
It's just really
No, it's just so. It hurts. It hurts me. Okay, it hurts my brain. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, where would the 1 go, and where would the 10 go?
Oh,
What the fuck is this, dude? Why do I get this?
say the 1 will go at the start,
okay,
Uh-huh.
okay.
and the 10 will be in the middle.
Oh,
Whoa.
Hot take.
Ooh, spicy.
a hot take.
Hot take.
he had us there in the first half. Not gonna lie.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, I guess we can go to the next one.
Okay.
These last ones are
if
weird.
you were
John.
if you were a cactus, why?
Oh, cause I want Sokka from Avatar to like
Oh,
become high.
Yeah, I know that.
So you want him to drink you?
Not me.
Yeah.
Whatever's inside me.
Oh,
True,
yeah,
true,
yeah.
true.
That's
Yeah.
kinky, dude. That's
Yeah.
kinky.
Oh, yeah.
Respect.
Okay.
I mean, it's
I want
Sokka.
Sokka.
so-
I want Sokka to suck me out too. Very true.
Kit is on a roll today.
Kit is. I don't know what this is anymore.
He's
That's
onto
up.
something. Okay, so this is the last one.
Go for
This is a reference to our very favorite vine about Trey. So,
Yeah.
would you be a point guard or would you have shoe game?
it. Sorry, what's your question?
Would you rather
You'd
be a
rather
point
be-
guard
Yeah.
or would you rather have shoe game? Hi, my name's Trey. I got a basketball game tomorrow. I'm a point guard.
I'd rather be a point guard.
I got shoot game. Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'd rather be a point guard because I'm not a big shoe person.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Like it just doesn't interest me that much. I mean, I like it, sure, but like I'm not very invested.
True.
But if I'm like a point guard, if I'm good, I can be paid, right? So like
Oh, yeah.
Two
You're also
birds
into
with one
basketball,
stone.
right?
You might get shoes for free if you are a point guard.
because I'm a good point guard.
Exactly. Bam.
It's a win-win. It's a win-win.
Yeah, true.
That's
true.
the only answer.
It is the
That's
only
the only
Think
answer.
of it that way.
I'm like a bit taller than like the new Isaiah Thomas, so like that's fine.
answer.
Take it.
Okay.
Take it.
Okay, so that's it. That's
it for
thank you so much,
speed
Trey. That
round.
was like the first time we've ever done that, and
Yeah.
hopefully you enjoyed it.
Thank you guys for having me. That was fun.
Pirated straight out of White Stripe.
But yeah, so before we close it, does anybody wanna share to us what we've learned for today? Starting with anybody, just volunteer.
What do we learn?
What did we learn? I learned that Trey's White Stripe is a condition that I forgot the name.
It's vitiligo. So wait, if you look at it,
vitiligo.
I have white skin. right now.
Oh, right.
And on the white skin
Oh.
grows white hair. So I,
Pretty
like I have
fucking
like some
dope
white skin
stuff
here
to
too. Oh, that's dope.
Oh.
I have like one like if I like grow out my facial hair, I have like one piece of
Oh.
white hair that grows out.
Ooh.
So
That's
it's
crazy.
a pigment.
Vitiligo.
It's a pigment.
Yes.
That's actually
condition.
so crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, cool,
Yeah, yeah.
cool.
Oh yeah, that's
The
another
more you
learning for
learn.
me too.
That's a good
same
learning.
That's what
Um,
I learned. How about you
I
guys?
also learned that Trey's very hardworking because he's able to manage a series of podcasts on his own. Like compared to
Yeah.
the four of us, we barely like.
Oh, thank you
I
so
mean,
much.
like yeah, I mean, like we were able to like do this, but like I couldn't imagine doing it on my own. So props to Trey again. Good job,
Thank you,
bro.
thank you.
Good job, bro.
Appreciate it.
Kid?
Anybody else have a?
Wait, do you want to
Okay.
go?
Yeah. My learning is more related to something that we were talking about at the very start. Is that it's not really a learning; it's more of a statement that we are at the age where it's super cool to just see people getting places. Like how you're saying that. Oh, it's weird. It's different for me because like I've known some of these my guests or
Yeah.
some of these more famous
Yeah.
people since we were younger, and not just in terms of like that now people becoming famous, but in general our generation we're seeing people starting businesses, we're seeing people
Yeah.
people making art, people doing science, people doing all sorts of things, and it's just a wonderful time to be in your early 20s. And heck yeah,
For
Heck
sure.
yeah.
even
Very
future.
if we can't go out.
but this too shall pass.
Yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, to our generation, that's basically what I've
Indeed.
learned today.
Kid?
Oh,
So
Kit, do you have one?
I guess
I have an
I'm last.
additional one.
Oh yeah, you can go first. before I
I've
do.
learned that Trey
it out the way.
here is the son, is the descendant of True Faith member Yang.
Oh, you were quick.
Yeah. Okay. That's another thing that I've learned. Okay, go kids.
Okay, so Trey may not have shoe game or be a point guard,
But you have a
but
basketball game tomorrow.
he shoots his shots.
Yes.
There you go.
There you go.
That's
Yep.
oh shit.
And that's
That's-
what counts.
That's what
Fire.
counts. Oh, that's
That's
what counts.
And you,
Score.
you know what? Respect.
respect.
Okay.
Because
Respect.
counting was whatever.
Shoot it.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
How about you, Trey? Did
I'm
you
ready.
learn anything about yourself tonight?
Then I learned that I appreciate myself apparently because I kept going like this. And I had to, like,
Exactly.
say, I would
Exactly.
like say like why I'm good at something.
No, it's self-confidence. You're validating
Pretty nice
yourself.
self-appreciation
Yeah.
that's happening right now.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Self-love.
I haven't felt that way
2021.
about myself in a long
Yeah,
time.
you need that every once in a while. No shit. For real.
Yeah.
So hopefully that also helped you in some way. All right. So once again, thank you very much, Trey, for being on our show.
For
My
sure.
time.
Thank you.
Where can everybody find you, by the way?
All right, so you can
plug
check
it,
out
plug
the
it.
White Stripe podcast on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts and YouTube for everything. You can find the Bente Podcast and the Stripe Watch Podcast also on those platforms. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram at Trey Remulia. Everything I kind of post there. No, I do. So go follow that. Not kinda. And then on Instagram, you can check out at WS Podcasts for the network updates, and that's where you can find us.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Trey.
It's my-
Thank you
Um,
guys.
my time.
Good luck on your basketball
my
game
time.
tomorrow. And yeah, we'll see
My
you
time.
all in the next episode.
Bye-bye,
It's my
Bye.
time.
Thank you guys.
No,
Appreciate
it's my time. It's my time.
Hey,
Kid.
good job.
You have a
One
closing
question.
question for us all.
Oh, wait.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
we're not
I
done
do.
yet, apparently.
Okay, what is this?
Oh God.
Do we look alike?
Oh my gosh!
Do we look alike?
Yes!
Do we look alike?
Yes!
Can
Do
you
we look
screen
alike?
cap that to me? I'm gonna send
Oh
it to
my
Podge.
gosh.
That's so
Do we
funny.
look alike?
Okay, let me take it.
No, I did it.
Okay.
Thank you all. Thank you, everyone. This is it. Nowhere better to end than here.
Thank you guys.
Ah.
Peace.